already starting to act up. Might have to place a period. My streaming software, what you doing? Okay, anyone that can hear me and see me, I think we're gonna have to give thanks to Allah and bring it down because it's already starting to threats back here. It threat, then it turned green again. Excellent connection. All right, we'll just go and continue, and then if it, like last time, it just completely cut us out. I was so it felt like it was gonna cut us off, but I was trying to get that last comment in, and it just went to hell. So we'll try. Inshallah, we'll be successful. If not, if it cuts us again, then we just be done. Because I was just probably gonna do just another hour, because it'll be the sweet spot. It'll be midnight on the East Coast. That's enough. You know, I'm always thinking about the damn East Coast. I'm over it. And the South. Okay, this is back up. Yeah, we're just gonna try. If at first you don't succeed, dust yourself off and try again. You can dust it off and try again. If at first you don't succeed. Yeah, that's what we'll do. It looks like some of our viewership is coming back online now. Check in if you came back. Sweet Akibalan Violet, I see you, Queen. Something is happening with your life. I know. We're going through it. The first one shut down after nearly 3 hours. So I reestablished, and we just gonna see. It's already been threatening me already, but now it's saying no data. Excellent connection. Now it's going back and forth. No data, excellent connection. No data, excellent connection. Not understanding. You know, the cure to this, Javashi, is that I just could. But see, when I don't really need this, because I could just, if I'm not gonna present material to you guys, you know, articles and videos, I don't need this. I can just go straight from my laptop or my phone. I'm good. No interruptions, no technical nothing, just boom, here we are. You know. But this, I need this whenever I'm going to present, you know, multimedia. So, I said in our last couple streams, and I haven't followed through with it yet, that I was going to source a different streaming software. Because it's a software, see, it's one thing, when I go live from my phone or my tablet, that's all YouTube. It's all YouTube and my camera. That's it. But when you go live from a PC, the principles are different. So you have to have, then YouTube, you set them up to receive your stream. Then you say, this is what I want you to send. So this feeds the information to YouTube. So when we start glitching back here, it's telling me not receiving enough from your streaming software. We're not getting enough video. We're not getting enough. We're not. What are you doing? And I've set my values at what they say they need. And that's what we've had all the years. We never had these problems. This is new. you know, and definitely white devil based, of course. That's first. But yeah, so I looked at, I did not do it. I just didn't install any of them. But I have one that I have my eye on, like, I think that's the one. And I have more capability and stuff like that as a different streaming software. Because right now I'm using something called Open Broad. It's OBS. That's the acronym. I use that. It's one of the best, you know. And you know, there's a portion of it that's free, and then there's a version you can pay for. And I paid for it years ago. It's one of the best investments I ever made. And yeah, just don't understand why I'm having all these issues now, you know. We'll start with you, Robert, just so we can get at least your comments. You said, yeah, the devil's cut the lie because it was exposing what they have done to us. Yep. See, this is why they banned Minister Farrakhan from Facebook and Twitter and Instagram, because they didn't want us to know about the Jewish involvement with the slave trade. Yeah. You know? And who was I watching? I saw something just in the last days where somebody was saying something about something to do with Jewish involvement in the black community. Oh, they were giving credit, you know, like those ones that, and they mentioned, you know, the ones that were part of the civil rights struggle, and, you know, what went on in Mississippi. There was even a movie made about it, Mississippi Burning, with Willem Dafoe and somebody else. And as I say, my own experience, and I lived all over this country, and I've had a very, very, very eclectic life. I know and have been exposed to so many people, you know, and I'm the vessel to proclaim, and even from my own faith, I know Orthodox Jews are what they proclaim to be. They're good, decent people. You know, this is why the Muslim calls them our cousin. But again, all this shit, anytime you're hearing about Jews, you're hearing about even the shit that's happening in Gaza, in Palestine, and in Israel, that's not Jews. That is Zionist fucking people. They're just any ragtag band of fucking Nazi skinheads. That's it. In suits and shit, for the most, as far as their government. And then your everyday run-of-the-mill you know, person that lives there, down to their children, have shitty attitudes. They walk around with their little yarmulkes on, their little curly coos around, masquerading as if they're Jews, and all they do is start shit. They terrorize the Palestinians every fucking day, all day. Fuck these people and their progeny till the end of existence. Now, those are my kind words. Stuart Graves, good to see you this evening, brother. Greaves, I've been saying your name wrong forever. It's Greaves. The killing of Arafat video is very telling. Thank you, Jedi. Thank you, Stuart, for following up. I love you, man. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. You're enriched now. You know already. You know. You're enriched. You're enriched. My angel, however you decide to have your live stream, we will still watch them, Jedi. Whether it be from the phone or your computer. I love you, Queen. I love you. Thank you for that. I feel that. Thank you so much. Robert, we call them in this big ass heart is in the way. We call them in the nation the so-called Jews, or the satanic Jews, or the Zionists. Yeah, that's it. You know, and as we were discussing one evening, Robert, with the revelations, these are the people that are being proclaimed in that verse of Revelations, you know, masquerading like some holy people, and they really are obsessed. You watch their news clippings. I had a thing from Netanyahu. He sounds like the devil, he looks like the devil, he is the devil. But there he was you know, but anytime you hear them speak, they really, and they're military commanders and officers, they really are speaking with a arrogance of, we're the only people on earth. It's all about us. It ain't about you. You understand? And I'm not really having any sympathy for their alleged Holocaust. Just not feeling it. Go and do research also, you guys, over the weekend. Go and watch, go and find, and we'll discuss it in our next live sitting, the Holocaust deniers, they call them. But years ago, and you'll want to start with Phil Donahue. Was it Donahue? Phil Donahue. Just find an old Phil Donahue show. That'll get you started. Where they had some so-called Jews up there. They could have been Zionists. But whatever incarnation of Jew they were bringing evidence that it didn't even happen. It didn't even happen. And some of the evidence they cited was, they were saying that if you look at some of the camps, the barbed wire up at the top of the fences is clearly meant to keep people out, not in. That was compelling, to say the least. And they had various other evidences, many that they brought. It's been so long since I visited the subject, but I remember the credibility of it. You know, Richard Hart, big shout out to you, brother. Big shout out. Glad to see you, and good morning in the UK. I love you more, Angel. I love you more. But whether it happened or didn't is really not our beef. You know, my thing is, we're still the people who you've not made shit right with. It's still us. And while you tell us to shut up, and why you have to get everything about race, and everything's different now. You had a black president, all this bullshit, while we still supposed to immediately cry tears as soon as they say the word Holocaust. Fuck that. And as I cited, and we'll go further into this when we delve into the subject of potential Holocaust or not, we will deal with this issue of their shit was 3.5 years. Do you understand? And it was over. But it was also being perpetrated by people who look just the fuck like them. That's it. You produce Hitler right now and tell me that dude's a Zionist Jew. I'll go, okay. I don't have any reason not to believe that. He looked like them. They white. So that's what it is. You know. But 3.5 years. And not here. So let us understand. A so-called alleged Holocaust that happens in Europe, in Germany, by people that don't live here, go to Palestine and take over, and we pay them reparations and give them yearly aid for their bullshit, and weapons and aid and all the shit. That's like you a dude and you married, and every time your wife and kids turn around, you gotta send money to some bitch that you claim is your sister or your cousin that don't live with y'all. And this bitch is just sucking all the money out your household. The kids can't get new shoes, you feel me? Your boy can't get a bike. But you got money to send to this heifer. Your wife is coming at you with hot grease at some point. She wants answers. We the bitch with the hot grease. We the bitch with the hot grease. We want answers. Do you understand? Stuart, you said, no, wait. Robert, we all need to get the books called The Secret Relationship Between, yes, Blacks and Jews, I know this. 1 and 2. And also for anybody, you listen, you don't need to order books on Amazon, and you don't need to listen. You can go to your local library. Make sure everybody understands my voice. You should have a library card. If you don't have a library card, you're a bad person. I'm telling you. I'm telling you, you're a bad person. You are. You're bad. You're evil. All right. But you can go to your local library. Any book they don't have, they'll get it for you. This is my experience my whole life, no matter where I've lived. I go, you guys have such a care. Can you get that? Yeah, we can get that for you. And they order it. And they get it. Maybe they do it because it's me, because I'm a model, I'm famous, but I don't think that matters. I don't want this to be about me. I don't want to get into that. All right. Stuart, thank you for the correction, Jedi. My father would be appreciative of that description, or that distinction. It means amor, specifically shin protection, greaves. Oh, alhamdulillah. Thank you. Thank you. And plus, Stuart, you know, I've been very specific, because this is part of me, about names. Like, don't let nobody mispronounce your name even. It's your name. It's your name. It's your name. You know, I tell people this all the time. Don't let me, when somebody tells me their name and it's a little different or even something, and they say it to me, I go, did I say this correctly? Did I say it right? And I really grill them, like, is that it? Because I don't want you to let me off the hook. It's your name. It's your name. And especially your family, your first name, even before the family name, because your first name, when they said, Miss Greaves, you are pregnant, so we don't know what to tell you, girl. She spent time deciding what are we going to call this baby? Whether it was the father and the mother involved, it could have been the grandmama, the auntie, somebody, but somebody was, what we're going to call the baby, whether it was a boy or girl. So the whole process came into play to honor your coming forth, your name, and it's given to you by your mother, the vessel of life. You got to respect that. So I don't let nobody disrespect on my name. So my name is Abdullah. So when I was injured in 2010, and I went to, I'm just going to tell this, just giving people time to repopulate everybody. And the first, so I was in my wheelchair for just about a year. And then now it's time to start going to physical therapy and trying to walk. And the first place I went to, the Latina chick that was there, I thought she spoke Spanish. So I would speak Spanish to her. And she was like, oh, I don't speak Spanish. I'm like, you don't speak Spanish? I speak your whole language. Like, what are you doing? But she wanted to know if there was a nickname to call me. I go, no, it's Abdullah. That's what you call me. She goes, oh, because it's difficult. So you can't say my name? Don't you know, I literally had my doctor transfer him to a different therapy center and complained about her just because the bitch couldn't say my name. I don't play that. I don't play. I don't play. It is my name. And moreover, with my name is a statement of who I am. It's not a title. My name literally means servant of Allah, slave of Allah. Abd is servant or slave. Allah, Abdullah. I can't even say my name in the bathroom because you can't mention the name of God in the bathroom. Like, I don't play. This is a statement of who I am. Who I am. Robert, yeah, I heard that it was German Jews who financed Hitler to do what he did. Yeah, and maybe the U.S., you know, because they were so quick to sign the Balfour Agreement to have these bastards have their shit staying in Palestine right now. You see? Hey, white collusion, white evil. White collusion, white allegiance, white evil. Stuart, that's how you know it's white system. And my angel, not the hot grease. and the grits. Do you understand? Remember Al Green? His wife, it was either hot grits or hot grease that she got his ass with. I seen a video on Twitter earlier where the sister, it was a Range Rover. She went there to set it on fire. She had a jug of gasoline. She poured it all in the back seat and into the car, and then she set the jug outside on the ground next to her. But she made a mistake. She didn't know she could just throw the match in there. She leaned in, gonna think she gonna like you lighting a barbecue or something like that. Boom! Blew her ass back. Blew her ass back. Blew her ass back. But all I could think in that moment was, what has been done to this woman that you gonna do that? That's outside of the nature, the natural fitra of the woman. That's not it. That? Come on now. Son, you said it was grits. Thank you. Robert, the Bible says that a good name is better than gold. We all need, and to that point, the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam said that one of the best names was Abdullah. I only found out in the last 3 years. I didn't know that. So I've always loved my name. I'm deeply honored. I feel that I mean, that's who I am. That's who I am. It's who I am. It's who I am. You go on. We all need to give up the slave masters' names. We should get a name from our own people and kind. And that includes Arabic or Hebrew names. You know, and before I went to Africa, I researched what would be my African name in Ghana, because I've known several brothers from Africa. One I had the honor of working with for many years, named Kofi. And Kofi is given to boys that are born on a Friday. And but I'm born on a Saturday, so my name is Kwame. And so like once I get back to the continent, I'm kind of at war with myself over it, of like how I want to be known. Because when I would introduce myself, when I was in Senegal and in Gambia, at some point I began to feel like, oh, that's not enough, because they want to know your whole thing, because that's what they give, And so when I would say, oh, I'm Abdullah, they go, oh, what's your surname? I'm like, Talib. I don't really got shit else to offer. Like, plus, I don't have any history there, So most Africans, when they introduce or whatever, then they know, oh, that's their tribe or their family, and I don't have any of that lineage there. I'm just me, And now I represent my father because I'm the last son that's Muslim. And in many ways, I think I'm the last child that's Muslim of the 9 siblings, because my sister in New York, I don't really consider her my nephew to be. In fact, my nephew will tell you he's not Muslim. I mean, he still has that connection, but he's had that natural evolution of, okay, I grew up Muslim and now I'm kind of just doing my thing. I want to do my thing. I'm not really denying it, but I am really embracing it all like that. So, and that was kind of my own journey, So I'm not really faulting him. I fault his mother. But as I say, I just don't feel her as a Muslim. I don't really feel her as a Muslim. So for me, I feel like I'm the only child left of my father's who is Muslim, and like, that's just it. So I even thought about starting to call myself Ibn Talib, like son of Talib. I can't say Ibn Abu because my father's name was Abu, but Abu means father, so I can't say son of father. So son of Talib, Ibn Talib, if I'm gonna introduce myself to give honor to my father, because that's how you do in African culture and uh, uh, in uh, in many other cultures, quite frankly. But you announce who your father is. You know, like I was looking something I saw. The Queen of Jordan was being interviewed by Christiane Amanpour, the lying whore, and um, I saw that her name was Ramina or something like that, something Abdullah, and I went, I know her name is Abdullah because the king of Jordan is King Abdullah. So now I knew immediately. Now you got to go and see who her father was. So I googled her, and sure enough, there was her father's name. You see, so she still has her name, her father's, and then now Abdullah. Like me, my father. This is who my father is, and this is who I'm married to. This I love it. That's the way it should go. That's how you tell your lineage. Even in Islam, women aren't required to take the man's last name. That's perfect because how are we supposed to look her up in 1,000 years when you're doing family trees and things? You see, all that dropping your family name, he gonna give me his name. You know, even the bastard who needs to die and be lynched and dragged through traffic for all to see, Justin Timberlake, who betrayed my wife, uh, had a line in that song, Cry Me a River, something I was about to give you my name. What is that lyric? I need to know it now. And then we'll get started, y'all. Yeah, we're going to do another half hour. Uh, Justin Timberlake, Cry Me a River lyrics. Something I was about to give you my name. My name. Something my name. Give me my name. Something I can almost hear it. Something my name, but that's where it comes from. You know, like I was gonna give you my name, like you're gonna bestow this on the woman, and so many women are so giddy about he gonna give me his name. Nah, keep your own name, because your father is greater than your husband in almost every culture. That's why your man is supposed to go to the father to even receive the blessing to even have his daughter. That's the king. You understand? In his presence, you become a prince. If you are a king, you immediately a prince. That father is the king. So you go and honor his throne. I was ready to get something. I was ready to give him my name. You don't have to say what you did. Now there's no chance for me and you. You hold me. What did you do? Me too. I'm not gonna find it because I'm rushing. I'm trying to hurry up. Something I was ready. I just know it's something about I was ready to give you my name. I don't know why I even thought of that because music is always in my head, no matter what. I am living, breathing music, dude. But it's in the song "Cry Me a River." I know that. Hey, girl, something. One more pass, and if I don't find it, then we're over it. I know I was ready to. I always loved you. How does it even start? I gotta get it in my head. I can't even hear the music or anything. But you don't know all the ways I love you. So you took a chance and made other plans. But I bet you think that they would come crashing down. I wish I could hear this right now. I can't even hear it. You don't have to say what you did. I already know. I found out from him. Now there's just no chance for you and me. Or will it be? And don't make it sad about it. Cry me a river, cry me a river. You told me, you loved me. Why did you leave? Why did you leave me alone? Now you tell me you need me. When you call me on the phone, girl, I refuse. I just was confused with some other guy. The bridges were burned. Now you turn to cry me a river, cry me a river. You know, damn thing. Want to talk to him. You know about things messing with my head. Honestly, something. I'm not gonna find it. I'm over it. I'm over and over it. Something. Just go and listen to the song as your homework after the stream, everybody. Something. I was ready to give you my name. I know it says that. I know it. I wrote the song. Like, why am I even looking at it? Like, I wrote it. So that's not even. I mean, but that's not even. but that's not even. But that's not even. But that's not even. Me confused with some other guy. Bridges were burned. Now the tables are turned. I'm over it. I tried. You saw me. I tried. There. I tried. So I did it. You saw it. All right. Carindle. Good evening. Wait. I'm not on the lyric show. Let me come back to the stream so I can see the comments. Move that out of the way. I can't. Robert, I was born on Saturday too. Oh, that's what's up, man. Wow, your father has the same name as the Sphinx in Egypt. I did not know that. Corindo, typo, thanks for pronouncing it slowly. Now I can appreciate its beauty in totality. Names are so important. I feel names are so important, and their energy can set you on a path of honor. It really is something, and something else too. I've really found that people feel and look like their first name. Like they do. You meet some bitch named Heather, you're like, yeah, your name is Heather, huh? Yeah, just whatever it is. Like, you look like your first name. You just feel like that. It's a thing. So I almost think names are divine in a way, like predetermined, you know, decreed. Sorry, my phone is messing up. I think I'll listen. Too many mistakes. What does your father's name mean? Father. It literally means father. So how he would introduce himself when he's introducing himself. Well, I'm his last child, so he could pick me or his oldest. I'm the youngest. I'm the baby, so it's going to be me. Because I said so. But he would say, I'm Abu Abdullah, the father of Abdullah. Because that's your pride, that's your representation, you know. And I forget what it is for the woman, but the women do the same thing. But you represent your progeny, you know. It's very honorable. All right, we're off kilter, y'all. We're going to go back into the curriculum. We're going to see what we can get out of this before we start tripping. We're only going to go to midnight East Coast time, so we're not going to be that much longer, inshallah. We've gotten, I forget what the other stream was. It was nearly 3 hours, but not quite. So I thought we'll just go to midnight, and then we will give thanks that we got that far, you know. That still was a good run on the other stream. So now we're in part 2, and I had some other things I wanted to share with you. Okay, not going to get to the Obama thing tonight. I thought this was excellent contrast. This picks up on, because I want to expand, you know, so we know what's happening in Gaza, and I want to show you some more stuff from Gaza, but I brought you Charleston White. We've talked about uh, how they got all this money to send to Ukraine, and now they've sending more than the 5 billion. They've literally got a special 14 billion or something like that for fucking Israel's bitch ass, plus the weapons, plus the aid they send to them. So the whole package is way more than 5 billion. Maybe that's the 80 billion that you were citing, Robert. But whatever the number is, you could be allocating that for us each year. So even if you want to pay reparations at one time, this is how much it'll cost to pay African Americans. I mean, that'll break our economy. And fuck you, white whore. Nobody cares. You owe us, bitch. Go complain to your white fucking parents and shit. That's not our issue. I want a check. So I'm just gonna need that. But here's a way that I think could work, and people haven't thought about it. So you say, here's what we know you're giving out. So you can't even say you don't have the money, bitch. You say, Israel, we're not giving you bitch ass shit for about 10 years. And in that 10 years, every year, this 5 billion that we would only give you, or 80 billion. Uh-oh. We are going to, you know what, I think maybe Twitter might be fucking me up. Let me shut that. And see if that helps us. This year, for instance, whenever they pay it out, you say this year, that 5 billion, we are cutting checks. We'll begin to cut checks to African people in this bitch. You see, so that means everybody won't get paid at once. That's fine, and that'll be good for everybody because it will crash the economy. And what will it do? And so just incremental then. You see, so this year 5 billion, boom, that 5 billion is allocated specifically for black people. That's it. So how many people could pay with that? Whatever number is decided is going to be the amount each person is going to get, or each family, whatever it's going to be. Then that 5 billion. Now next year, same 5. Another round goes out. Just like they did this fucking stimulus checks. They paid every man, woman, and child in this bitch. Literally. And we all know that's true. They literally paid every man, woman, and child in this bitch. So you could pay us. It's nothing. It's nothing. Even dead people fucking got checks. You understand? And they were like, if you got a check and it was for somebody dead, you could keep it. You didn't have to give that back. Did you know that? Did you know that? Did you know that? Sean Scott, thank you for your Cash App. I appreciate you. To everyone else who has not gotten off the pot, go to the GoFundMe that's underneath. The link is underneath where I'm sitting. Just scroll up and you'll see the link for the GoFundMe. You can donate there. You can donate on Cash App. My Cash App is the Jedi 1814. Sadly, my crawl is not dark enough. I'll do that between now and the next stream. But it's the Jedi 1814. So is my Twitter, by the way, or my YouTube, or my Instagram, by the way. Or you can donate on Zelle. So get off the pot, everybody. Do something. More than one brick builds a building. But each brick is important. So whatever you can do, you do that. Whatever it is, do that. It went to the threat, y'all. So I closed the Twitter tab. But I got some stuff in Instagram. And I'm going to see if I can get away with, if we'll have any interruption if I try to deal with it. Because Twitter's been open all night. So, Instagram has been open all night since we've been here because I had it staged to be able to access the things I wanted to share with you from that. And we've had no problems. So I'm going to see. I got that fucking Justin Timberlake song in my head now. I can't get rid of it. Hey girl. I don't have the lyrics up anymore. And I sing that song better than he does. because I'm the genuine article. I'm black. He trying to sound black. So that's not even... A little bit of a detour from our curriculum. Not really, because I had a lot of stuff lined up in my Twitter bookmarks. But that's fine. I got some stuff here too. Oh, no, this isn't it. Damn. This is not my stuff. This is not what we need. Damn. Son of Beach. I think this is old. I played this in another stream. I need Twitter or X. I thought I had moved more stuff in here. All right, let's try and get this Netanyahu piece that I was going to bring.
4 weeks into the war on Gaza. Here's what we're focusing on at the Listening Post.
Just a second. Get to the devil.
But lost loved ones too. Up against all that, things such as context fall by the wayside.
Well, we need all, but this, I don't want to do 25 minutes of this. Because there was another piece I was going to bring you, because this is hostages also that they claim they rescued. You see, first when Hamas was releasing prisoners of war, because you can't have hostages at wartime. Remember, it was Israel that said, remember the first headline we saw, Israel declares war. Okay, bitch, we're going by your titles then. So you can't have hostages. You have prisoners of war, bitch. Not hostages. You see, they're trying to have it both ways. But when Hamas, which is a resistance group, democratically elected by the majority of Palestinians, they would be our Black Panthers. When they release people, the people weren't coming out saying shit they want them to say. You see, they were coming out, they treated us amazing. They made sure we were clean. We ate the same food they ate. You know, and the women were like, we had feminine products. They made sure everything was there. I mean, they were wonderful. And I brought you in a previous piece, one of the old ladies, when she's just about to be received by the people that are there to be handed over to, she literally lets go of them and turns around to go back and hug the Hamas dude and shake his hand and said shalom. You see? So I'm over it.
To get them out.
I don't remember what these women are going to say, but let's bring you in 5. Because it was going to jump right at 5. I hope I'm not in the way. If so, I'll get me out of the way. I can't see me. Rachel. Yeah, you can't see the half on the right. All right, let me go away for a moment. And then play this.
To get them out.
שחרר אותנו עכשיו.
But rather than air that video or wait for military censors to tell them not to, the Israeli media took the collective decision to self-censor.
It was a decision made by the channels in Israel, not by the government, not to broadcast that.
כך צפויים לנו עוד ועוד ניסיונות מרושעים של חמאס להשפיע על דעת הקהל כאן.
Same as you would not broadcast the ISIS videos, right? You shouldn't do that. It's terrorizing the societies. The same decision here, because terrorists, this is what they do. They abduct people from their beds, they put a gun into their head, and they make them say things on a TV.
In Israel, the hostage story is playing out as a political blame game. Prime Minister Netanyahu, who has campaigned calling himself Mr. Security, has seen his poll numbers crater. Ever since October 7th, Israeli opposition figures, editorial writers, and interviewees have been calling Netanyahu unfit for the job. In this radio interview, his former defense minister was scathing. For the first 3 weeks following the Hamas attack, the Prime Minister limited his public appearances to speeches and stage-managed photo ops. When Netanyahu finally agreed to a press conference, he made sure he was not alone. He brought his Minister of Defense and a member of the war cabinet with him, human shields. It was Netanyahu's first presser in more than 2 years. He told journalists, safe to say they have cemented the idea of the need for retribution.
Passions into external threats and other things.
That's what I was trying to get the
אשר
fuck.
עשה לך עמלק נצטווינו. אנו זוכרים ואנו נלחמים.
Now the bitch wants to try and quote the Bible, but you're the devil. So why are you quoting anything? Not understanding. Oh, damn it. It jumps every time I switch.
Or something far worse.
אין חפים מפשע, זה בדיוק שאתה אומר אוכלוסייה, אין אוכלוסייה. יש 2.5 מיליון טרוריסטים.
Any outsider watching that output might conclude that some of the most dangerous Israelis on social media have somehow invaded news studios, armed with euphemisms for genocide.
Channel 12 or Channel 13 News, which are the two big channels. There's also Channel 11, which is the public broadcasting channel, and then Channel 14, which is...
Who has campaigned calling himself Mr. Security, has seen his poll numbers crater. Ever since October 7th, Israeli...
But that's the other thing they're trying to do now, y'all, is they're trying to make it seem like, oh, Netanyahu is such a tyrant, he's the bad guy. You know, don't fall for that. They always do this. Just like when we have 20 fucking police shoot or kill one of us, they try to make it one officer. Oh, it's just the one. You see, this is the same white consistency. And so I've been seeing this turn now. They're now trying to say, well, look at Netanyahu. No, because I don't think he's even 75 years old. But even if he is, the bitch hasn't been there for 75 years. This shit has been going on all 75 years. So it's all their bitch ass. You understand?
Opposition figures, editorial writers, and
Under
interviewees
Sharon,
have been calling
under,
Netanyahu unfit
Yitzhak
for the
Rabin.
job. In this radio interview, his former defense minister was scathing.
Ariel Sharon, Yitzhak Rabin, and this fucker. I have zero faith in his ability to lead the military campaign. You see? This is Al Jazeera, by the way.
For the first 3 weeks following the Hamas attack, the Prime Minister limited his public appearances to speeches and stage-managed photo ops. When Netanyahu finally agreed to a press conference, he made sure he was not alone. He brought his Minister of Defense and a member of the war cabinet with him, human shields. It was Netanyahu's first presser in more than 2 years. He told journalists he would take 12 questions, but fled the scene after 7.
This situation in which Netanyahu finds himself backed in a corner is an incredibly dangerous setting. This is a leader who is addicted to political survival through demagoguery by shifting people's passions into external threats and other things.
Remember that Amalek has done, remember what Amalek has done to you, says our Holy Bible. I just lost a tooth.
אנו זוכרים,
We do remember, and we wage war.
Netanyahu has been using genocidal rhetoric, quoting Bible verses about genocide in order to describe this confrontation. Invoking that kind of imagery and magnitude really sets us up for precisely the kind of atrocities that we're currently watching.
When examining the journalism on Israeli news outlets, it is difficult to distinguish the extent to which they are reflecting public opinion or stoking it. Safe to say they have cemented the idea of the need for retribution or something far worse.
אין חפים מפשע, זה בדיוק שאתה אומר אוכלוסייה, אין אוכלוסייה. יש 2.5 מיליון טרוריסטים.
Any outsider watching that output might conclude that some of the most dangerous Israelis on social media have somehow invaded news studios, armed with euphemisms for genocide.
Channel 12 or Channel 13 news, which are the two big channels, but also Channel 11, which is the public broadcasting channel, and then Channel 14, which is the sort of Netanyahu-friendly, loosely Fox News reminiscent channel. If you turn them on, you'll still hear no shortage of people saying things like, you have to flatten the Gaza Strip, we have to do something that takes the Gaza back, several years, that kind of rhetoric.
Look, they said there's a little fucking fake yarmulkes. If the objective is to destroy Hamas, you must destroy everyone connected to Hamas, says the fucking Zionist with the little fucking tea saucer. I'm over it. But this does go to their state of mind.
For fairness' sake, Israeli media has been varied. There has been plenty of anti-Palestinian incitement, but there's also been some pushback about some of the converts. Many parts of Israeli media are actually fully accepting the Israeli government's narrative and
prayer for the dead in Gaza, and was attacked by a mob at his home.
This is the Zionists.
A journalist named Israel Fry.
That's the Palestinians. You see the difference?
That's
Palestinians.
Vehemently. One example is a prominent Israeli journalist named Israel Fry, who recited a...
And then that's the fucking Zionists. You see, no destroy buildings. They're shooting off fireworks and all of it.
For the dead in Gaza.
Out there in white shirts. Nobody's running for their life. Meanwhile, you just saw our brothers are digging their loved ones out of the rubble.
Israeli journalist named Israel Fry, who recited a prayer for the dead in Gaza, and was attacked by a mob at his home. So that is the degree of rage and anger among ordinary Israelis right now, and that makes it nearly impossible to voice any
my God.
Kind of expression of sympathy for...
All right, moving along.
Gaza, more than 9,000, is not as newsworthy in Israel as it should be. When those numbers aren't being contested by the government, they're being downplayed in the coverage, or somehow justified.
We see how Hamas operates. Civilians are used as defense above ground. This is the same lie they tell us. That's why I was making the ridiculous comedy about it earlier. You know, I lost my car keys. Damn it, it's Hamas. My punch isn't cold enough. Damn it, it's Hamas. The stream shut down earlier. Hamas, right there, Hamas. Because that's what they're doing. Well, it was Hamas. And when Israel finally attacks, we see there are many dead. Not we kill many. When we finally attack, we see there are many dead, like as if they're totally unrelated. We don't know.
And the Gaza must be crushed narrative is being used against Palestinians who live within Israel's borders. There are more than 2 million of them, roughly 20% of the population, and they find themselves at risk. We wanted to speak with one of them, a journalist. This was his reply. You can mention in your piece that I refused an interview because it is not safe for Palestinian public figures at all in lawless Israel right now, without mentioning my name, of course.
I've spoken to people who are Palestinian citizens of Israel who say they're afraid to speak Arabic in public out of fear of the kind of violence that they might face. Palestinian citizens of Israel are having their phones checked about the content that is on there. Their social media is being closely monitored. People are arrested for expressing views that the Israeli government disapproves. It is a very, very scary climate.
Palestinian citizens of Israel have had to be extra cautious about their political statements. They haven't gone out to demonstrate against the war. That's something that's very striking. And there are all sorts of stories that are coming out from academia, from public life more generally, about people who are facing consequences for their comments. And these don't have to be stridently pro-Palestine comments. Sometimes it's just criticism of the war.
Look, it is an atmosphere of intimidation, pumped up by the media discourse. No one knows where this story is going, or what will be left of Gaza and its people. The Israeli response to the previously unthinkable horrors of October 7th is already being described by many as a form of genocide. That is not a term that journalists should use lightly. But if that is what it comes to, the Israeli media will have helped pave the way.
Look at that.
Israel maintains.
Don't tell me shit about these people. Don't try. They're the devil. Are they?
It's important to remember that the escalation of violence in the West Bank preceded October 7th. 2023 was already the deadliest year for Palestinians there.
Beautiful woman.
Largest city, and it's being hollowed out from within.
All right. I'll abort just because
the Israeli military.
This was not what I thought it was. I thought it was a full speech, or mostly a speech anyway, by the fucking devil, and it's not. They had like a short segment on him, and then they kind of left her sitting.
In Palestine.
Look,
one of those.
See, they play the little fucking music, and then the big fat ugly asses are in the streets dancing. These are the IDF soldiers and shit.
Tamar Ben-Gvir, who has been convicted of inciting anti-Arab racism and supporting a terrorist group.
They're racist as fuck,
Israel's Minister of National Security. To safeguard the settlers, Hebron's sacred old city is under military.
It always kills me when I see women
some parts
doing the shit that men do when it comes to evil. That's when you know it's completely degraded. Like I've told you when I've covered police brutality, anytime I see a bitch with a ponytail out there acting tough, fuck her.
In February, the Israeli military raided the city of Nablus, killing 11 people. A few days later, Palestinian gunmen shot and killed 2 settlers in Hawara. Hundreds of settlers then marched.
The settlers are just fucking Joe Blow ass people that just go out to the outskirts and just build shit and shoot at Palestinians and literally go in and take their homes still to this day. You feel me? There's some still governmental hold takings, and even this whole event is about taking more of Gaza and the West Bank, and to expand their fucking, because if you look at an old map, you see how much Palestine used to be, and you see it's just shrunk into a little fucking marshmallow now and shit. You know, I mean, like I say, I'm praying and hoping that some of the
escorted
other Arab countries in the region will go and strike on their shit. But also, you must remember, there's 1.9 billion Muslims out there, and most of the Muslim population is young across the earth. And there are brothers who are ready, who don't live in an Arab country, that are ready to go and fight in the way of Islam.
Over the last 5 years, the number of settler attacks against Palestinians has risen
to be
by
martyrs,
almost
to be mujahideen.
200%. In Hebron, they happen almost every day.
they have literal
The Israeli military
hatred for
likes
these
to
people.
call Hebron
Don't
a
ever let them
smart
tell you this
city.
isn't about
It's a
ethnicity and it's not
euphemism
about
for
race. It's exactly about that. As
10
I always
times
tell
a
you,
day. But each time
everything
we
for
have to
white people is always about race. It's always about race with them. And I've challenged you over the years and told you, go and make yourself available someplace where you would be the only black person there. Or maybe you and one other person at the most, something like that. Just you need a small number. You feel me? And let them engage you in conversation. 100% they're going to reference something that brings up race. 100%. I guarantee you. All right, let me board out of this because I don't have any control over this. I don't know what it is. And so I'm not able to know its value or even to tell it to you before I present it to you. So that's wasting our time. I'm not here to waste anybody's time. And speaking of time, well, let's just, we're at the midnight hour now, so let me just come back and finish your comments, and then we'll land. I want to say also thank you to thank you Cheryl for your Cash App. My angel Javashi, thank you for yours. Wait, it just disappeared. Where'd it go? I didn't even touch it. How the fuck am I all the way the fuck down here? Oh, let me just go back. And Sean, thank you. And to everyone else, and even if, damn it, it's this phone, man, I fucking hate it. And even if you are watching this now after the video the stream is over, donate what you can, everybody. It's a crime that we've not been able to do this, you know. But we can make up for that, you know. We can start anew, you know, be different. Just be different. Like I said, you can either go to the GoFundMe. The link is always under every video, including this one. And for the GoFundMe. And if you can't or won't or don't want to on the GoFundMe, you can go and donate on Zelle. You can let me know, and I will give you the information you need to donate on Zelle. Or you can donate on Cash App. Cash App is the Jedi1814. $, Jedi1814. No caps, no spaces. Oh. Robert. You say the Sphinx means father. It is really symbolic of the black man, the father of the globe, the father of everything. It's symbolic of us, the original people. Yeah, I'm going to follow up on that, Robert. I didn't know that. I don't know anybody who probably knows that. I'm sure that'd be new information to a lot of people. I know a lot of shit about the Sphinx. Listen, we had a beautiful coffee table book when I was growing up. This is why I love the Death Mask of King Tut so much. It's such a beautiful piece, man. Oh. And it was just a glossy cover to this book. It was all about King Tut. And his death mask is on the front. That gold with, oh man. I love that so much. But that got me into Egyptology and all that kind of stuff. And I never heard that the Sphinx had even any name. you go on. And just Elijah Muhammad taught us that the lion is the original cat, just like we are the original man. All the other cats were created from the lion. And so the Sphinx is a sign of us. The Hebrew language is not their language. EIR, it is one of our original languages. So teaches Elijah Muhammad. These people are frauds and imposters. El Shiba Sehmet, shout out to you. Robert, you go on. Sorry to say this, but the Arab nations are cowards. They had all the smoke for Muammar Gaddafi, but have absolutely no smoke for Israel. Israel, who are Persians, have more heart than them. Just a second, Robert. That you didn't do the homework. You didn't do it. You just revealed it. All the videos that I cited for you in our last sitting, you didn't do your homework. Because part of the purpose of me citing that is because I shared with you that I had thought for many years, and I used to ask some of the Arabs in my mosque, how come they don't help Israel? This is before this dust up. Just over the years, it's always some shit. I'm like, but then I had to go and learn that, yes, the 1920s, the 1940s, the 60s, and the 70s, Jordan, Iraq, Iran, Egypt, Syria, major wars upon fucking Israel's bitch ass. Major. And if you watch those videos that I cited for you, the documentaries and stuff, you're going to be all up to speed on this, man. You feel me? Like, you will see all the conflicts. I was telling you, they showed all the stuff. There's no blurring out and, ooh, it's everything. You see dead bodies on the battlefield, tanks, all the shit, everything. There's even a memorial in Israel. No, it's in Israel, Palestine. They literally have the tanks. Like, that's where they defeated their shit at. And they just made monuments around, like, this is where we beat their fucking ass. What? I love it. So do the homework. So yes, they've had the smoke, but they've also answered it, and you will see that. My angel, great live stream as usual, Jedi. Have a good evening, and we will be talking soon. Yes, inshallah. El Shiba, you say solar love family. Good to see you, El Shiba. I'm not sure if you are old or new, but I appreciate you. Welcome to the channel. My angel, also, we must always be willing to support each other across the diaspora. It doesn't matter how much or how little. That's the truth. That's what I've told you guys. Don't ever sit back thinking, well, I don't really have that much to give. If you got $1, donate it. Every donation is the same value, everybody. It's the same. It's the same because it's strength in numbers. You put a gallon of fuel into an airplane, and you may get down the runway, but you ain't going shit else. You feel me? But it's all those gallons that fill up those wings. That, you see what I'm saying? But as I always preach, it's more than just your donation. It's about the unity of it, that we come together around a common purpose. Black Winter, big shout out to you. I talked about you all night. I watched 2 of the videos. Okay, alhamdulillah. And they were amazing, Robert, they keep erasing this, but I celebrated when you told me the meaning of your father's name with fire. Thank you, Robert. El Shiba, I've been around for a while. Yeah, I just probably haven't seen your name in a minute, but I'm glad you're here. alhamdulillah, as I'm landing. So this was part 2, everybody. We didn't get a chance to get to everything because that's just the story of my life right now. I'm grateful that we got a chance to do, how long was part 1? It was, I feel like it was damn near 3 hours. It was 2 hours and something. Let me look. And so, and I was just going to go to midnight East Coast time on this part 2 once I looked at the time after we got cut off, and then I was doing the reset. I looked at the clock and I'm like, we'll go to midnight, you know, for East Coast. It just feels right. If you with me, you notice usually no matter what else happens, if we get to midnight East Coast time, I'm pretty much like, okay, we good. How do I get to my fucking videos? Your videos. Live. Okay, so part 1 was, I don't know. It's not in the listing yet. So I guess it's still processing. I know it was over 2.5 hours, damn it. Alright, so now this time for this segment, we've been on 45 minutes. So what I will say is that today is Saturday. If I get my phone calls done early enough tomorrow, then we'll be together tomorrow, everybody. Yeah, I'd like to try and get a live in tomorrow to finish this, because I had a lot of clips that I had lined up that I want to show you, because I want to expose to my audience the real image of the shit on the ground. I want you to really feel it, you know? And it'll also give you more of a well-rounded education on this issue. That's why I had you go and watch the homework from the last stream that we did. I'm trying to help you with me to get your arms around this thing so you understand its history, where it's been, where it is, and then we can understand or theorize about where it's going. You understand? We have to have full context. So I'm trying to present an entire curriculum. And so part of that is to be able to show you things that you're not going to see in mainstream media. And if you're not, you don't have time to look all over the entire internet. Nobody can do that. So I found something. So it's like, well, even maybe you've seen some of it. I found something. So let's show this, you know. You need to see, and I would proclaim that a lot of these people who think that they support Israel, they're ignorant. You know, a lot of it is indoctrination, because you're taught from the time you're little in this country, you kind of just get this sort of feeling about fucking Israel. I'm over it. But then, so some of it's indoctrination, but some of it is just white evil, you know, and fuck the Palestinians. But then you also have people who are on the right side. They support Palestine, but you don't know everything. You're not really seeing the whole picture, like what they're really going through, man. Like, they gotta stop now, right now. As I speak, there are many thousands of people cluttering medical centers and hospitals. You know, people dying. I saw them bring one little baby in, and it's laid her on the floor. There's no beds, there's no space. They just laid her there on the floor. Little precious little baby. And what you couldn't see when the father, I guess it's the father, could have been anybody, because they do stuff for each other, you know. When this man, I'll say it's her father, rushed her into the hospital the way he's holding her, you don't know. But half her brain is hanging out of the back. You don't see that. So even when they lay on the ground, some other people come out, some doctors and stuff, and they're doing stuff, and then they just like let it go. You realize, oh, she's not even alive. You know? Me personally, in my fantastical dream, if I had an army and a bunch of shit, I'd be on my way to fucking Israel, bitch. It's on. It's on. Because, as I've said, they've shown no evidence of any damage to them at all. I say this whole thing is a false flag. It's a lie. It was just another thing as a reason to acquire more land and try and exterminate more Palestinians. That's it. You know. And it's also interesting that it comes on 7th October because there was another war that they lost. I forget what year it was, the 20s, the 40s, the 60s, or the 70s. It was October 6th. I think Palestine attacked their bitch ass. You see? And so this seems like payback for that. Just so happens it's October 7th. I don't believe you. I don't believe you. You know, and so it's important to show the suffering, you know, as best I can. I just want to check this. So if there's somebody else I want to give credit to. Sydney Coleman, thank you for your Cash App. I appreciate you. And let me go through and send everybody hearts now. I hate you're not able to, because y'all know I'm a man of words, and I'm an emotional person, and I'm deeply grateful for the smallest thing on the earth. It kills me that I'm not able to, at least on Cash App, to give you a heartfelt, you know, type something heartfelt. So that's why I always send a heart, because it's from my heart. It's the best thing I can use to express how I feel. Thank you so much. You know, even I'll show it to you guys tomorrow, inshallah. But even at the wake that I went to, that I told you guys about, for my friend Esther, her daughter, at one point she said, "Wait, I need to go get something out the car," and she left out. And when she came back in, she gave me this beautiful African mask that used to be on Esther's wall. She goes, "I want you to have this. This is from the family. I want you to have this." I was deeply honored. Deeply honored. I'm here for your mama. You don't gotta give me nothing, you know. Deeply honored. I can't even express to you. There aren't words to express my gratitude. So honored. Deeply honored. Deeply honored. Deeply honored. It doesn't even say it. Just deeply honored. That's all I have. Deeply honored. Robert, we'll end on you, I guess. No. Son, Jedi, we have turned our clocks back now. That bullshit. Is it that time? Have they done that? By the way, there's no daylight savings in Africa, everybody. Just so you know. Because it should say it on my calendar, right? I never know when this shit happens. I don't have any reason to know. And the only time I catch it is if I get, because my car's a 1997. So it doesn't just update its clock. Only time I've noticed it and caught it is when I have a sense of what time it is, and then I happen to look at my clock in the car. I'm like, that's not the time, you know. And then if it's different on my phone, then I know that it happened. You know, again, there'd be no daylight savings time, people. everybody without white people on the earth. You see, trying to play with time. Allah has established the hour of everything for existence. Turn your clock back, turn your clock forward. It's still the same time, bitch. It's still the same, but it's still at the same time. You don't gain or lose anything. Nothing happens. They gain. You understand? Daylight saving is all about money. I told you guys this. I've done full pieces on it. Oh, okay. So I see it on my clock calendar. Daylight saving. I'm over it. So it goes back or forward? What'd you say? Back. You see? Because they sit around and plot and plan. So they've already figured out, if we get turn this shit back, we get an extra hour of labor. How many billions did it turn into? Quick, turn the clocks back. It's right up there with when they started seducing women to come out of the home. You see? Not to just stay the fuck at home so we have better children and thereby a better society. No. Women have to be empowered. Get them out of the house. And we don't want them breastfeeding. Quick, sexualize their breast. Robert. And 2 months ago, 20,000 lie dead in Libya from massive flooding. So my prayers did not go to waste. Were you praying for something bad to happen in Libya, Robert? And I'll have to fight you? Tell me. El Shiba. It starts at 2 a.m. Oh, okay. And for Muslims, this midnight starts a new day shit, this is not, no. We understand what Allah has instructed. It is not a new day until the dawning of the sun. That's it. Think about that. At midnight, it's the new day. Where the sun at? Not to mention how that fucks up your time card when you work some graveyard shift. Sandra. Yes, we are off daylight saving time for now and back to standard time. It's crazy. Shiva. They shortened the month for it. Daylight savings is about to fade away. And I saw something that somebody said if they made the year 13 months instead of 12 months, every month would have 28 days, and every first of the month would be Monday, and the end of the month would always be a Sunday. I liked it. I liked it. So when I become president, I'll live in Gambia, but I'll be president here for 4 years. So I have dual citizenship. That's the first thing I'm changing. Damn it. I'm over it. Yeah. All right. So that's where we'll land. So as I say, we will try to get together tomorrow, everybody, and finish this curriculum that I wanted to finish tonight. But I think overall, even with the technical bullshit, we got to be grateful, you know, because I'm sure the forces were against us, and but Allah has prevailed and allowed us to have the time that we needed. So we all will give thanks for that. I love you all. I remind you that's why I do this. But for now, the Jedi has spoken.